All right, everybody. Today we want to talk about logarithm of numbers. And in our last video, we talked about the laws of indices, and it is very important before you come to watch this video to have an understanding of what laws of indices is all about. So, but before we talk about logarithm today, we want to expose you to something that you may want to understand before you can understand how to solve logarithm. It is called standard forms of numbers. Okay, so now to convert a number to its standard form, you will have to express it in powers of 10. Okay, so maybe you have 1000 and you want to convert it to its standard form. There is a decimal point here, so you have to move the point 1 2 3. Okay, so this becomes 1 times 10 raised to power 3 because you have moved 3 places to the left. So this is also 10 raised to power 3. Okay, you may want to look for the standard form of 100. You still have to move it from here to here. So you have 1 times 10 raised to power 2, which is equal to 10 raised to power 2. Okay, there is another form, a more tactical one, 0.01. You want to convert this to its standard form. This time around, you are not going to move the decimal to the left, but you move it to the right 2 places. So you have 1 times 10 raised to power minus 2, which is equal to 10 raised to power minus 2. Okay, right, there's a, what about this number 4231? How can we convert this to its standard form? You can move the decimal point that is here, 1 2 3. So you have 4.231 times 10 raised to power 3. Okay, there is another one, 0.031. How can we convert this to its standard form? You have to move the decimal. So you may have seen that anytime we move the decimal from, uh, this is supposed to be 2. You may have understood that anytime we move the decimal from left to right, it gives us a negative power. Anytime we move it from right to left, it gives us a positive power. Like here, it gives us a positive power, and here it gives us negative power, and here a negative power. So without wasting more time, we may want to move forward into a proper logarithm, what it means. Now, what is logarithm? We want to talk about logarithm now. Logarithm defines the exponent or power or index to which a base must be raised to yield a given number. So maybe you're given something like this, log base 2 8. Okay, or you can call it log 8 base 2. So what this means is simply how many times can 2 multiply itself to give you 8. So you can have 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 will multiply itself 1 2 3 times to give you 8. So 2 raised to power 3 is equal to 8. So what it means is that log base 2 8 is equal to 3. Okay, so we may want to use another example, say log to base 10 100. Okay, log 100 to base 10, which can, okay, so what this means is how many times can 10 multiply itself to give you 100. You can say 10 times 10 equal to 100. So 10 will multiply itself 2 times to give you 100. Okay, so log to base 10 100 is equal to 2. So there are other logarithms that may be difficult to understand because they involve irrational numbers. Say for example, you have something like this, log to base 10 374.5. and then I'll say find this logarithm, you can discover that the two previous example that we had given might not really work because this number is very irrational because it has a decimal point and you cannot easily find a log of 10 to it. So what do we do here is that we first of all have to convert this number to its standard form. So what do? We move the decimal point two places and we now have 3.745 times 10 raised to power 2. Okay, so now you can see that we now have a base 10 here, which is the base 10 here, but we are now going to look for how to get a base 10 from this one. This is exactly when you need to use your log table. Okay, you get your famous four-figure table and look for the log of 37 under 4 difference 5. When you sum it up together, you're going to get something like 0.5735. Okay, 0.5735. Okay, so what this means is that 10 raised to power 0.5735 times, we bring this one 10 raised to power 2. Okay, so we know from the previous video that law of indices says that whenever numbers that have the same base are multiplying itself, just like this one have base 10 and base 10 here, they are multiplying itself. Because we have succeeded in bringing this one into a base 10 by bringing a log of it from the four-figure table, so we can now add the indices according to the prescription of the law of indices. So what this thing means is 10 raised to power 0.5735 plus 2. Okay, so we have 10 raised to power 2.5735. Okay, so what this has told us is that log base 10, 374.5 is equal to 2.5735. So what it means is that 10 must have to be raised to the power of 2.5735 to give you 374.5. So if you like our lecture, you may want to subscribe to our YouTube channel or you like our Facebook page to get more videos on logarithm and other mathematics topic that are going to help you to pass your exams easily, to give you perfect understanding of some of these mathematical hard knocks topic. So another thing that I may want to expose to you is what is called characteristics and the mantissa of logarithm. Well, this might not really be useful in this video, but you have to know it because of our next video which we are going to release. So like the log we just did, now we got all right, we got the 2.5735. This was the our previous answer. So this here is the characteristic, while this one is the mantissa. Okay, so you can easily discover characteristic by looking for a standard form of the number. So like the number we used was 374.5, and when we look for the standard form of it, it gives us 3.745 times 10 raised to power 2. Okay, so you get your characteristic from here. This 2 here is the characteristic value. Then the mantissa value is gotten from your four-figure table, the value you get in your four-figure table, which we got as 0.5735. So why this is the mantissa, 2 is the characteristics, and when we add the mantissa and characteristic together, we get the full logarithm of the number, which was 2.5735. So why this is a characteristics, this is mantissa. Thank you for watching this video. We have to wait for the next video to understand fully well what we are explaining, we are going to explain with this particular one here, characteristic and mantissa. Thank you for watching.